Here to announce our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a masks and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
You must be new or something, man. You the best, man.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check the Market. How's everyone doing? Michael, Jesus Little Girl, Ninja Buddha, Andrew Lamer, Korea Bound. Korea Bound? You flying to Korea?
Yeah!
Michael Frost. Have some, and the markets are open. Weren't they already open? You're... Oh, man. All right. Yeah, look at that shirt. Gerald sent it to me. There we go. Check the market shirts. We'll have some made as giveaways. Good morning, Christophorus from Indianapolis. Hope you got your cold brew. I got a coffee here today. Rosie, good morning. Janice, welcome to Check the Market. Make sure you share the broadcast. Ted Cruz, inflation and hot Doge Wieners. They finally released how much they sold it for, so we'll see. What is that company called? Oscar Mayer, right? They're the ones that made that. Yeah. Let's take a look at the markets here real quick. See where we're at. It was... Oh, and we're up a little bit, or I guess flat. S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones. Everybody's waiting for the infrastructure bill, and CPI inflation numbers are going to come out tomorrow, I believe. I do. Good morning to you, Joy, and I do have a... what's in here, Dunkin' Donuts? Starbucks coffee. Good morning from Colorado. Welcome. I've never been to Colorado. I've always wanted to go there sometime. And just hike in the mountains. Pretend I'm in Switzerland. All right, we'll get into it this morning. Let's see what's going out there in the world of finance and economics. Let's put up the first article. Ted Cruz's speech on cryptocurrency goes viral. He always has these viral speeches. Every time I see one of these, I am intrigued. Accuses senators of ignorance on issue. Cruz says it's wrong to regulate something we don't understand and called on future discussions on the matter. Let's see the article. Senator Ted Cruz went viral on Monday after giving a speech on the Senate floor critical of his colleagues' attempt to add a provision inside the $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill that would put in place tougher tax enforcement requirements for cryptocurrency transactions. He essentially told his colleagues that most of them could not tell the difference between a Bitcoin and an old New York City subway token. Let's recognize that if we gathered all 100 senators in this chamber and asked them to stand up. Do we have the video? All right, let's just play the video.
Is the number one barrier to blockchain adoption, according to 48% of respondents in a recent report. And they're right to be worried. The current bill widens the definition of broker. Those who would have to collect information on cryptocurrency consumers and report this information to the IRS. It would force every single participant in the cryptocurrency structure to operate as a financial institution, which would mean they would have to provide consumer information to the IRS, even if they don't have access to that information. This overly broad definition of the word broker will block rapid innovation in cryptocurrencies, and it will endanger the privacy of many Americans in cryptocurrencies. This is wrong. So I applaud my colleagues for trying to find an incremental approach. Unfortunately, because the senator from Vermont objected, that incremental approach hasn't been adopted. So let's exercise a brief, shining moment of common sense. And let's recognize, if we gathered all 100 senators in this chamber and asked them to stand up and articulate 2 sentences defining what in the hell a cryptocurrency is, that you would not get greater than 5 who could answer that question. Given that reality, The barest exercise of prudence would say we shouldn't regulate something we don't yet understand. We should actually take the time to try to understand it. We should hold some hearings. We should consider the consequences. We shouldn't destroy people's lives and livelihoods from complete ignorance.
So there you have it. He basically called all the senators except for 5 in there boomers. Right? He could have just come right out and said, okay, boomers, relax. Is it me, or does Cruz always have great speeches that inevitably end in nothing happening? That is true, but they are great speeches. They're great to listen to. When him or Rand Paul grills somebody, it's always great. All right, next. Tyson Foods grappling with unprecedented inflation. So it's 5.8, whatever, 5.4%, whatever they've been saying. The annual inflation rate is since last year to now, or till the end of, the end of June. So July's numbers should come out tomorrow. The Tyson CEO said inflation was up about 14% during the company's third quarter, which actually makes a little more sense. Let's see the article. Tyson CEO said inflation was up about 14% during the company's third quarter. Tyson Foods is struggling to raise prices fast enough to keep up with higher costs, CEO Donnie King said on Monday. The Springdale, Arkansas-based food products company last quarter hiked its average price for pork by 39%. Beef and chicken prices jumped 12% and 16% respectively. The price increases come as Tyson, like many other companies, grapples with higher raw material costs, global supply chain challenges, and a rebound in demand. Continue. We have seen accelerating and unprecedented inflation, King said on the company's third quarter earnings call. Inflation is up about 14% during our third quarter and 9% year to date. Pricing pressures have hit all segments of Tyson's business. Tyson is planning to raise retail prices on September 5th after already having increased prices for restaurant customers. While grain costs and the cost of goods sold are projected to peak in the fourth quarter of this year, the company cannot rule out further price increases, according to King. We'll continue to take price to match the nature of the cost that's coming to us. Tyson reported its third quarter profit rose 42% from a year ago to $749 million, or an adjusted $2.70 per share. Wall Street analysts surveyed by Refinitiv had expected adjusted earnings of $162 per share. That's a huge earnings beat for Tyson. I think their stock soared on that news. I saw that they were like on my top 10 list of stocks that went up that whenever that day was. That was last week, I think, Thursday or Friday. Continue. Revenue, meanwhile, jumped 25% to $12.48 billion, ahead of the $11.49 billion that analysts had expected. Volumes were up 10%. Higher prices for customers accounted for more than $1 billion in the year-to-date sales improvement and more than $300 million improvement in the third quarter alone. Tyson boosted its sales forecast for the current fiscal year due to strong demand for its beef products. The company sees fiscal 21 sales of between $46 and $47 billion, up from $44 billion to $46 billion previously. Tyson shares were up 10% this year through Friday compared with S&P 500's 18% gain. They do, Michael. I saw that there's actually a Reddit site that I came across that compares the different packages. So what people will do is they'll go through their pantry, and they'll see that there's some Kellogg's Corn Flakes that they still have in there from pre-pandemic, and they just bought a new one, and you can see like the difference in the difference in the size of the packaging. Well, not the difference in size, but the difference in like the ounces. So they keep the packaging all the same, but there's a different amount of product that's in the packaging. I'll have to see if I can find it. Nick, can you find it? It's like I'll find it. I'll put it up tomorrow. All right, continue. Yeah, they're increasing their profit margin and calling it inflation. But I think their expenses would have also gone up. So they have more expenses, but they also had to, increase their prices. Shrinkflation, I think that's what the Reddit is called. Shrinkflation, yep. Next. AMC revenue beats estimates. Are you still in AMC? Anybody back there? Brennan, that's right. Brennan's still in AMC. Let's see the article. AMC Entertainment. Continue. AMC shares went up in after hours after the movie theater company beat on the top and bottom line for its second quarter. AMC reported a loss per share of 71 cents compared to Wall Street estimates of a loss of 94 cents per share. Revenue climbed to $444 million for the quarter versus expectations of $382.25 million. The company's second quarter performance is a massive increase compared to the same period last year when it brought in revenues of $19 million. That is huge. $444 million for the quarter versus $19 million in the same period last year. Wow. The top line, though, I guess all the movie theaters were closed, though. The top line, though, is still well below the company's second quarter total revenue of $1.5 billion in 2019. AMC shares were up more than 1,500% year to date since becoming a Reddit favorite among Wall Street Bet's retail traders. That's when it turned into a meme stock along with GameStop, experiencing bouts of volatility since the beginning of the year. The company has taken advantage of its soaring stock price and raising capital. The second quarter of 21 was transformational for AMC. Looks like Reddit saved AMC. Continue. We raised yet another $1.25 billion of new equity capital before commissions and fees in the quarter, boosting our quarter-ending liquidity to more than $2 billion, including cash and undrawn revolving lines of credit, which is about double the previous highest ever such mark in AMC's 101-year history. Way to go, Wall Street Bets. Theaters have been welcoming moviegoers under social distancing guidelines, but it's unclear the impact of the Delta COVID-19 variant will have on the business. Let's see, can you pull it up real quick to show some of them? So yeah, that's the Reddit site, Shrinkflation. McDonald's nugget as thick as a French fry. What does that say? My goodness. Look at that. Yeah. That's the value pack right there. Man. You're stuck. All right, no problem. You got stuck on that page. You got it? All right, good. 87% of the original and about 1% more cost. So that's like the Reddit page where people are posting up that shrinkflation stuff. Look at that. The bottle on the right was bought 6 months ago at CVS. The one on the left I bought today and noticed the difference. Same size bottle as before, just a little less liquid. Was 57 washes, now 54. So not only are they increasing prices, but they're also lowering, whatever's in it. There's the family size. They still have them next to each other. That's crazy. All right, next. Senate set to pass $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill as Democrats move ahead with economic plan. See the article. The Senate is expected to pass a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill Tuesday as Democrats move ahead with their economic agenda. The chamber will next move to pass a budget resolution that will allow Democrats to approve their $3.5 trillion spending bill without Republican votes. All right, let's keep going. The Senate is set to pass a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure plan Tuesday, a huge step for Democrats as they try to push President Joe Biden's sweeping economic agenda through Congress. The legislation, which includes $550 billion in new funding for transportation, broadband, and utilities, is expected to get through with Democratic and Republican votes. After its passage, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer plans to turn to a budget resolution that will allow Democrats to approve what they see as a complementary $3.5 trillion spending plan without Republican votes. After all the long, hard negotiating, the stops and starts, we're here and it's a good thing, a very good thing for America, Schumer said. Is it, Schumer? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has stressed she will not take up the infrastructure bill or Democrats' separate proposal to expand the social safety net until the Senate passes both of them. The House does not return from recess until September 20th. Continue. The bill's passage will cap a months-long slog for the White House and both parties in Congress to forge a plan to refresh American roads, railways, public transit, water system, power grids, and broadband. And that's, that's a good thing. Those are things that we need. American roads, railways, they need updated. A lot of the bridges need updated. Power grids, definitely. Congress for years failed to agree on a comprehensive infrastructure plan which supporters in both parties say will boost the economy and create jobs. So just pass the infrastructure plan. We don't need all that other stuff. It's long-term spending to repair and replace and build assets that will last for decades. In doing so, it will make life better for people, Senator Rob Portman, an Ohio Republican, and the bill's lead GOP negotiator said Monday. All right, next. Yeah, it's just like Jimmy Carter's price controls of the late 70s. Joe Biden actually looks at Jimmy Carter as one of his heroes or, a mentor. So there's no surprise there that's what we're getting. Next. SoftBank unit behind risky multi-billion-dollar tech bets dumps Microsoft, Facebook, Alphabet, and Netflix shares. When I saw this, that piqued my interest. Why would SoftBank be selling all of those? Do they know something that we don't? Let's see the article. SoftBank offloaded billions of dollars of stock in U.S. tech giants in 3 months between March and June. The Tokyo-headquartered conglomerate invests in publicly listed shares through its SB North Star trading unit and provides a breakdown of the unit's portfolio companies in its quarterly results. SoftBank's overall net profit for its fiscal quarter fell 39% year-on-year to 762 billion Japanese yen. Continue. SoftBank has offloaded shares of U.S. tech giants like Facebook, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Netflix, according to its latest financial report released on Tuesday. The Tokyo-headquartered conglomerate invests in publicly listed shares. We already went over that. Facebook, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Netflix were included in SB North Star's portfolio at the end of March, but were absent from the list at the end of April-June quarter, suggesting a reduction or complete offload in holdings. At the end of March, SoftBank had $3.1 billion of Facebook, $1 billion of Microsoft, $575 million of Alphabet, and $382 million of Netflix, but all four were unlisted in its June report. Continue. SoftBank reduced the size of its stake in Amazon from 6.2 to 5.6 billion. In total, SB North Star held stakes in firms worth 13.6 billion at the end of June, down from 19 billion at the end of March. So is this just profit taking, or do they know something? A SoftBank spokesperson pointed CNBC to the filings when asked about the offload of tech stocks, but declined to comment further. Last September, the Financial Times reported that SoftBank was the mystery NASDAQ whale buying billions of dollars in call options, which bet on stocks rising. All right, next. How Apple's upcoming email privacy update could change what's in your inbox. I thought this was interesting. Apple's changing their email privacy to where marketing firms and things like that can no longer see if you open the email, what you look at. Let's see the article. This makes me like Apple a little bit. Apple is changing the ability of advertisers and publishers to see whether consumers open emails, and it could mean big changes for the way email marketing will look. The changes are expected to arrive with Apple software updates in the fall. They are forcing marketers and publishers who use email to reach their subscriber base to rethink some of the ways they've measured, monetized, or used email. Consumers might eventually notice a difference in the marketing emails they're getting and may see brands reaching them in other ways outside the inbox, like texting. Continue. The company will give its users the option to do away with tracking pixels or small images that email marketers use to tell if you've opened an email. There's also a feature called Private Relay for subscribers to Apple's iCloud storage service that would hide IP addresses. Finally, a feature called Hide My Email will let users share unique random email addresses that can forward to their personal inbox, which they're able to delete to control who contacts them. So Apple doing something for privacy there. I like that. All right, next. Tether. We've talked about Tether before. It's this stable coin that you can put your gains from Bitcoin or whatever you're selling into at a 1-to-1 ratio with the US dollar. The creator of the popular stablecoin has been under pressure to explain where it keeps the $62 billion of reserves that back the digital currency. See the article? Tether Holdings released the most detailed version yet of the assets backing its widely used digital currency, seeking to address regulator concerns that it hasn't in the past disclosed enough about the currency's underpinnings. Tether is a stablecoin, a specific type of cryptocurrency designed to mimic the value of the US dollar. Its use has exploded in recent years, and it's the third most widely held cryptocurrency after Bitcoin and Ether. Traders use Tether to get in and out of cryptocurrencies because of the ease of use and quick transaction times. Trading directly between the dollar and digital currencies often involves high transaction costs and delays in processing. Continue. Roughly half of Tether's $62.8 billion in assets were held in commercial paper and certificates of deposit, according to a report the company published Monday. It detailed for the first time the credit ratings of these notes, saying that about 93% of them were A2 or higher, among the highest short-term credit ratings. It said most of the assets were rated by Standard & Poor's. Where available, it also relied on ratings from Fitch and Moody's. The report said that 24% of its assets were in Treasury bills, considered among the safest to hold, up from about 2.2% detailed in May. The other roughly quarter of the reserves are held in a mix of corporate bonds, cash, and small deposits. The Tether coin is pegged at $1. In an appendix to the report, Tether's Cayman Islands-based auditor Moore Cayman said that Tether's reserves for digital assets issued exceeded the amount required to redeem them. The composition of the reserves backing Tether has long been a topic of debate. Interesting. Continue. Earlier this year, Tether settled a nearly 2-year investigation by the New York Attorney General's office into it and the operation of the Bitfinex cryptocurrency exchange. Alongside the settlement, Tether agreed to publicly release quarterly statements detailing its reserves. So that's what they did, and they're still under scrutiny, just because if you've lied in the past, people will be less likely to trust you. Continue. A surge in wireless subscribers makes analysts wonder. So cell phone carriers like T-Mobile and AT&T and Verizon are enjoying a bumper crop of customer additions. Promotions may be a root cause. AT&T is on our list of stock to research, one of the holdings that we're in. All right, next. Yeah, for real, nothing fishy has ever come from a business in the Cayman Islands. That's true. Bitcoin jumps to nearly 3-month high as crypto attempts to clear the next hurdle at 51,000. Let's see where it's at right now, real quick. Bitcoin is at 45.5, down a little bit today. Doge is still up about 1%. Ethereum is up 1.48% today, 31.59. Cryptocurrencies are still cranking. So the next hurdle is 51,000 for Bitcoin. Let's see the article. Bitcoin was trading near highs not seen since mid-May on Monday as the world's most prominent crypto and the rest of the digital asset complex staged a recovery from recent lows. At last check, Bitcoin was changing hands at 46,037. Right now it's 45.5 on CoinDex and substantially higher since its nadir beneath 30,000 hit in late July. According to Dow Jones market data, Bitcoin was trading near its highest level since May 15th when it changed hands at 48,254. Prices are still well off the mid-April peak at around 65,000. Continue. Katie Stockton, technical strategist at Fairlead Strategies, told MarketWatch that Bitcoin has cleared 3 tiers of resistance in the past 3 weeks, including the 50-day moving average, a separate metric known as the cloud model, which helps define an asset's support, resistance, and momentum, and as of today, the 200-day moving average. The minor breakouts reflect positive short-term momentum and improved intermediate-term momentum following July's successful test of support near 30K. The next hurdle on the chart is just above 51,000. So that's the next hurdle for Bitcoin to the moon, everybody. Next. U.S. productivity rose less than forecast in second quarter, which is not good because if there's mass inflation and low productivity, that is not good for an economy. Okay, next article. There we go. Much wow on a bun. Oscar Mayer's Hot Doge Wieners auction closes at $15,000. The winner also gets the cash value of 20,000 Doge coins. Look at that. $15,000 for the Hot Doge Wieners. There you have it. Classic uncured.
Oh, yeah.
No preservative whatsoever. Is that what that says right there? No nitrates. What else? No anti-preservatives, colors, or flavors. Look at that. Not preserved, fully cooked hot Doge Wieners inspected by the, what would that be? The U.S., the FDA, right? They inspect meat. Let's see the article. Hot diggity Doge. Someone relished a single pack of Dogecoin-themed hot dogs, enough to buy it on eBay for $15,001. Oscar Mayer, a unit of American food giant Kraft Heinz, initially began the auction on last Wednesday, at an opening bid of 99 cents. The winner will receive the world's only package of hot Doge Wieners and the cash equivalent of 20,000 Dogecoins, worth roughly $4,000. In what will likely be a surprise to no one, this by far tops the highest price ever paid for a pack of hot dogs. The Guinness Book of World Records puts the previous record at $169. That's incredible. That is it. I don't know if that record's going to be broken anytime soon. There were a total of 76 bids, meaning that 75 other offers didn't cut the mustard. All proceeds from the auction will go to Feeding America, a hunger relief organization that operates 200 food banks. Oscar Mayer is not the first company to capitalize on Dogecoin. So there you have it. $15,000. That's crazy. It is crazy. Hot Doge buns. They should do hot Doge buns too. And yeah, no Shiba Inus were harmed in the making of these hot Doges. All right, next. It does sound like a personal problem. Yeah, there was also some shrinkflation in the packaging there. Let's see that picture again real quick. 5. Man, look at that. Just 5. There was some shrinkflation there as well. All right, next. Israel's Mossad is hiring a cryptocurrency specialist. Uh-oh. See the article? The Israeli intelligence service Mossad is now looking to hire someone who understands digital currencies. According to the job posting, the role requires extensive expertise in the field of financial technologies. Israel's Institute for Intelligence and Special Operations, Mossad, is seeking an expert with deep understanding of cryptocurrencies and a fintech background. The online edition of the Israeli national daily Yediot Aharonot Ynet reported. The job posting has appeared on the agency's website. So if anybody's interested, yeah, for real, $3,000 per wiener, kind of like going to Yankee Stadium. Continue. The full title of the vacant position is a technological leader in the field of fintech. It requires candidates to demonstrate knowledge in financial technologies and digital currencies. Responsibilities include leading, initiating, planning, and accompanying systems development activities. At least 3 years of experience in the fintech space is a must for those who apply. According to the Israeli intelligence service, the future Mossad employee should also be an expert in e-commerce, the brief listing details. Wow. I wonder what they're planning. Ynet speculates that the organization might be interested in using cryptocurrencies to make anonymous payments to its agents around the world. That's brilliant. Because then they don't have to use banks or anything. Another possible application for digital coins would be in the acquisition of sensitive equipment. Israel has been working to increase its capabilities in the crypto field for other reasons too. In July, the country's defense minister at the time, Benny Gantz, ordered the seizure of cryptocurrency funds raised by the Palestinian Islamist movement Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip. Next. Refinable launches gaming initiative support NFT and play-to-earn movement. So there's Refinable is an NFT platform, and they're using a play-to-earn with gaming and stuff like that. So it looks like more and more companies are getting into this play-to-earn gaming space. Next. VanEck tries again for Bitcoin strategy ETF with the SEC. See the article? Investment firm VanEck filed a prospectus with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for a Bitcoin strategy exchange-traded fund with exposure to Bitcoin futures and other investment vehicles. VanEck unsuccessfully attempted to list such a fund with the SEC in 2017. The investment firm is resubmitting the application with minor amendments in the hope that the greater maturity of the futures market will make for a different outcome this time around. VanEck was first to file for a Bitcoin futures ETF in 2017. We are committed to bring to market a Bitcoin ETF. Futures markets have matured significantly since 2017. Who writes these articles? So VanEck is trying again. Investments will be made through a Cayman Islands-based subsidiary of VanEck. Cayman Islands again. Seems to be a theme today. All right, next. The US government be like, my budgeting app said that I was over budget, so I just increased the budget. Now I'm under budget. This personal finance stuff is easy. So, if it was that easy for everybody else just to increase your budget, Next. This was me over the weekend. I know Bitcoin pumped straight to 43K, but don't stay up too late watching charts. Me at 3 a.m. I was literally leaning over my bed, scrolling through the charts on my phone. 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Next. Next. That's it. All right. Low, medium, high stocks to research for today. Let's start with the low. FSTA, the Fidelity MSCI Consumer Staples Index ETF. The investment seeks to provide investment returns that correspond generally to the performance of the MSCI USA IMI Consumer Staples Index. This is traditionally a more defensive fund that invests in safer stocks that are consumer staples. The fund has a small dividend yield around 2.35%. It has a 4-star Morningstar rating and is a buy from multiple analysts. The fund has had an almost 10% return since its inception in 2013. In my opinion, a good stock or good ETF to get into if you're looking to be a little bit more defensive in your portfolio, especially if there's going to be a market downturn. Medium risk, VVV, Valvoline Inc. VVV manufactures and markets automotive and industrial lubricants. They are well placed in the markets as a premium lubricant, especially since vehicles are able to go longer without oil changes. So since Valvoline's in that premium market, it doesn't affect them as much. PE ratio well below industry average, small dividend around 1.64%, and it just had a good earnings beat. It's considered a little risky because it is cyclical, but it still has some room for growth and has good amount of momentum. Hedge funds have been buying it over the last quarter. So I think this might be a good medium risk, medium term kind of stock to get in if that's what you're looking for. The high risk is one that I've been researching. I started researching it yesterday. I saw there was an article that came out of it in Benzinga. UNCY, Unicycle Therapeutics. They just got listed on July 13th. It's a biotechnology company, UNCY, Unicycle Therapeutics, a biotechnology company that is developing treatments for kidney disease. Doing some more research on the company, but they, like I said, they had an IPO July 13th. They were valued at $5 per share when they IPO'd, and they're now trading around $3 a share. They just had coverage initiated by Roth Capital that has them with a buy rating and a price target of $13.50 a share. They're currently in the process of submitting a medication for marketing to the FDA. Could become a major player in the kidney disease market. This will probably be a more high-risk long-term play, more than 1 year, depending on when that gets approved. It doesn't get approved, but at some point there might be a buyout of this company as well. So I think that's one of those biotechnology companies that we can keep an eye on, UNCY. And that's it for today. Low FSTA, medium VVV, Valvoline, and high Unicycle Therapeutics, UNCY. And if you haven't made it out to Hobbs, New Mexico, the meetings got extended for a third week at Choose Life Church in Hobbs, New Mexico, 8th through the 9th. And then the 11th through the 13th of August. So Monday at 7 p.m. and then Wednesday through Friday. So I guess tonight there's not a meeting. Oh, okay. Okay. Awesome. So there you have it. Choose Life Church in Hobbs, New Mexico. And Apopka is next, I believe. Word of Life Church, Apopka, Florida. Friday through Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 10:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. So if you're anywhere in the Florida, Georgia, South Carolina region, Alabama, Mississippi, you can make it down to those meetings. It's just a short drive away. Yes, Unicycle Therapeutics Incorporated is what it's called. The high risk. I don't know why they would call their company that. And if you would like to donate today, I'm going to have some of these shirts made up. And we're going to do a giveaway of these Check the Market shirts right there. There, look at that. Perfect. My goodness. Check the Market shirts. That'll be our giveaway for a gift of any size today. As you partner with our ministry to see the gospel spread across America, across the globe. We're also building a church here in Pittsburgh. And that'll be our gift to you for a donation of any size. Check the Market shirts. You can give by going online to revivaltoday.com/give. Hashtag donate on Facebook. Hashtag donate and then the amount. You can text RT to 50155. $RT give on Cash App, on Venmo at RT give. revivaltoday.com/PayPal for PayPal. We also accept cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, US dollar coin, Doge, and a couple of others. You just scan that code right there. And if there's any other cryptocurrencies that you'd like to give that we don't accept, or that we don't accept through that code, that QR code, you can call our office at 412-446-2332. You can also give by mail, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA 15329. And then don't forget to claim your offer at revivaltoday.com/offer. And the shirt might not be on there yet because I kind of sprung it on everybody. So just give it a couple minutes so we can get that on there. Oh, it's on there already. My goodness, you guys are on that. Awesome. Well, it's on there. Never mind. Or you can just give us a call, 412-446-2332. Good morning, Whiskers. Great job. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I have been growing out my whiskers. All right, everybody. I've had fun with you today. We'll do this again tomorrow at 9:20 sharp, hopefully. And all right, it's been fun hanging out. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow.